Greetings everyone, OldClassicGamer here and welcome to a brand new video. This video is going to be an update to the video that I made earlier where I talked about Sony's plans to seize the operation of PSP, PS3 and PS Vita stores this year. And we can get some update for this situation. Now, at the time when I made that video, it was still not officially confirmed. Sometime later, it was officially confirmed by Sony that it will be shut down. I didn't make a response video on that one because I would just be repeating myself. I already gave the news when the Gamer reported, because the Gamer had a trusted reputation for their sources, and there was no reason for me to have any doubts about what they reported back then. And it proved that they were true, because later on Sony confirmed themselves that they are going to be shutting down the stores. However, it seems that the response of people, it prompted Sony to revise this change, partially revised, let's just say, because it's not fully revised, but I still think we got a pretty good deal nevertheless. So we can see on the PlayStation blog, Jim Ryan posted an update about the situation, and the article reads, PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita will continue operations. So yeah, it does confirm that the PSP store is gonna be shut down, but to my knowledge, I don't even know who was using this store on the PSP, because everybody pretty much already hacked their PSP, because it's very easy to be done, and you can pretty much, I think all the games and stuff are already dumped on the internet, so yeah, you can pretty much get anything. It's not a big loss. It is still kind of a loss because there's no reason for it to be shut down, especially because the PSP titles are playable on Vita, so all the games are gonna remain on the server for the sake of PlayStation Vita's store, which will remain functional. So there was no real reason to shut it down, but they did it. Probably no one was using it, so that's why. Because you can see for PS3 and PS Vita, they did revise their initial plans to shut it down after tons of people complained about it. And with that said, let's take a look and read what he posted. Players will be able to continue to purchase games on PS3 and PS Vita. Recently, we notified players that PlayStation Store for the PS3 and PS Vita devices was planned to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it is clear that we made a wrong decision here. Of course, it was wrong because tons of people sent so many. I can only imagine how much angry comments they were receiving for this decision. So today, I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd as planned. So yeah, PSP sadly had to go, but PS3 and PS Vita, this is very good that they're not gonna do it, because those are like more popular consoles, and probably much less people have these consoles modded than PSP. So let's see what they wrote further. When we initially came to the decision to end purchasing support for PS3 and PS Vita, it was born out of a number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus on our resources on newer devices while a majority of our games are playing on. Now, this is a pretty bullshit excuse, because those games are already on the server, like the PS3 and PS Vita games. There is absolutely no reason, the only way they could have justified disabling those stores is if they wanted to wipe all the data from them, to completely erase those games from existence on their servers. That can be that's the only way when they can give an excuse why they want to do it. It will be a shitty excuse, but it will be an excuse which could be okay, they're emptying the servers they're making more spaces for newer games. But these like how to say, these excuses support challenges for older devices, the ability to focus resources on your... What resources would they have to use for PS3 and PS Vita to begin with? Everything's already there. They just have to fucking keep the store operational. They don't need to update it or do anything with it. Just leave it how it is, and that people can use it and buy games. That's pretty much the whole thing. They don't have to do anything with it. And they say in the continuation, we see now that many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to continue purchasing classic games on PS3 and PS Vita for the foreseeable future, so I'm glad we were able to find a solution to continue operations. What was the solution, you may ask? Well, the solution was just not to close the store. That's all you gotta do, man. It's not that hard. Just keep it operational, because the thing is, if they disable this store and just allow downloads, there's no point, because the games are on servers. So you might as well just keep the store operational for further purchases. Like, there's nothing to be lost, only to be gained if more people want to buy some of the older games. Because let's be real, there's nothing else they gotta do. And if they remove I'm gonna talk about this later, what would happen if they decide to completely delete everything, and why I doubt that would ever happen. But let's now continue. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of our history alive for gamers to enjoy, while we continue to create cutting-edge new games for PS4, PS5, and the next generation of VR. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. We're always listening and appreciate the support from PlayStation community. Yeah, always listening, no shit. But I was gonna say about why I think they're never gonna delete the games from the server, because those stores were operational for many years. A lot of PlayStation accounts purchase games there. PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, PSP, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 classics that are supported on those legacy consoles. Like PlayStation 1 classics are only playable on PS3. Like, you can't even play them on PS4. Like, they're just not downloadable from a PlayStation store on PS4. But yeah, so if they decided to disable the store on the legacy consoles, and if they decided to delete those games from the servers and like say, this is the reason why we're doing it, then the people would only be able to play it if they already downloaded it prior to shut down on their hard drives. Now, depending on people, like I myself, I wouldn't have this problem, because I generally buy physical copies of the games. I only go digital if there is no physical available, but if there's a choice, you never see me buy digital game if the physical exists, unless it's another platform. Like if there's a PC game and if the console has a physical, but PC is only on Steam, and I want to play on PC, then I can buy digital. But if it's on the console, I always gonna get physical if it exists. So this won't be a problem for me. However, the people who are mostly buying it digitally, that will be the problem if they can't fit everything on their hard drives. So the stores get shut down and they can't ever download the games again. They're removed from the servers. And what would then happen? Most likely there would be a class action lawsuit against Sony if they did that, because the people paid money for that. The people paid money for play, and to just restrict the ability of them to play it, many people wouldn't want that, and there will be a massive class action lawsuit with a bunch of people filing against Sony, and Sony would be in a pretty big trouble if a lot of people complain about the same subject and same matter. Because no matter what kind of lawyers they would have, if the number of people who are complaining is so big, there's no way any judge would rule against the people who are filing a valid complaint, because they can no longer download the game they purchased from Sony. So this is why they will never, in my opinion, delete the games from servers. They know there will be a lawsuit if they did it. So now, about the stores functioning, it's clear that they want to drive people away from buying classic games, and they're hoping that the people will just keep buying new games, and if they're gonna start costing like only $70 from now on and stuff like it's getting out of control, and the whole PS5 thing, and I don't even know how many people managed to buy the console because of all the scalpers and stuff, but the games are getting more expensive, so Sony most likely wants to get rid of the cheaper, older games, because there's some people who just want to play some game and they're just browsing and see what they can find which sounds interesting. So if there are new games coming out and if they're too expensive, there's a big chance that they're going to be spending that money for the older games. So I assume that's the reason why they want to get rid of the stores and the ability to purchase new games for legacy systems. But it didn't work now. But let me just say something. This is a temporary victory. I don't consider this to be a, how to say, permanent victory, because okay, they're not shutting down stores now. Well, what if they try again in like 2 or 3 years? What if they try to do it again? And would people be able to keep pressuring them not to do it, or will they eventually give up on trying to pressure Sony to keep the stores alive and just accept their decision to close? No, this is not a good solution, because the only solution, how I would see it, is they would integrate full backwards compatibility for all the games on the servers for PlayStation 3, PSP, PS1, PS2 classics. If all those games released were made purchasable, let's say only from PS4 and PS5, and if they just want to kill the stores for that, could maybe then work, and maybe the people wouldn't complain. Now I would complain, of course, because I believe as long as the games are on their servers, that there is no excuse for them to stop supporting it on legacy systems. Doesn't make them lose any money, because the games are gonna be on the servers either way, even if they were just purchasable on newer systems and stuff. But unless there is, I have a fear that they're gonna try something to make like a brand new console which would be just for cloud streaming legacy games, while disabling the ability to download and purchase games from like legacy consoles. And if they do that, that would be pretty bad, because I fucking hate cloud gaming. I hate this shit. This concept is so bad. Because it turns the gaming into a service. Movies already suffered this problem, and the games are starting to suffer it as well, because let's be real, like all those digital platforms for movie watching, it's essentially cloud streaming. Like you're just streaming a movie. You're not owning this movie on hard drive in any way, like downloading. It's just a stream. So yeah, and gaming is slowly but surely falling in the same problem. This is what I hate about modern gaming. They're trying to make it into a service. They're also racking up the prices, like $70 for a brand new game. That's just too much. I even thought that the $60 is pushing it too far, but it kind of got accepted as a standard eventually. And now they're pushing the 70. And if this trend continues, at one point in 15 years or so, $100 is gonna be a standard for gaming, which is gonna be insane. But I got way ahead of myself. So this is a temporary victory, but we still need to be careful. What are they planning to do? And this Jim Ryan guy, he just gotta go. Like the guy is not suited to be a CEO at all. Like he doesn't have this gamer vision. He's just like he should not be involved with games. Like this guy can be okay as CEO for some non-gaming related company if he just wants to run a business. I'm pretty sure he would do it fine, but when it comes to gaming, no, this guy is a bad choice. He doesn't understand like I said in the previous video, he even asked like, why would anyone play old games? He doesn't understand the overall appeal of any game, like no matter if old or new. He probably just thinks that the people just want the newest, hottest shit to play, like the graphics that are like top notch, and that they don't care if the game is older and stuff. Well, that's not true. It's simply not true. And if he thinks that way, he's just factually wrong. And it's very good that this is not happening now for PS3 and PS Vita. So how are we gonna combat this? We can't do much for now. We're just to be on the lookout if they're planning to do something bad, and if they're trying, we just gotta rebel on time. But aside from that, we just need to be cautious, and we need to use those stores. We need to go on the PS3 and PS Vita store whenever we can, even just if it's to browse the newest stuff, just so they can see that the users are browsing and using the store, so that they see that the people care for it. And occasionally, and I recommend, if you want to buy some game, like even if you have a modded console, like if you have maybe 2 PS3s or 2 PS Vitas, and even if you get everything for free, if you truly like some game, and if it's a digital only, I really recommend you go and buy it on the store, so they can just see that the people are buying it. Because as much as I hate like how corporations are dealing, if the game is good and if it's like able to be purchased only digitally, I do support buying it. Because this is the only way we can combat this. We gotta show them that we like these classic games and these legacy systems. And I gotta be honest, like when it comes to the PS5, I'm gonna be real. I'm not interested in the slightest for this console. Like, I'm not gonna bash it like it is bad or something, but I just don't care for it. Like, so yeah, if this trend continues, I might as well. I'm probably not gonna buy PS5 or any PS5 game for that matter, and I'm just gonna treasure the moments for that I had with the older systems and stuff like that. But yeah, we gotta be using these stores now that they're staying, and we gotta be on the lookout, because this guy Jim Ryan, he's not a friend of gamers, and we just gotta be careful what he's planning to do. So yeah, very good victory we got. So this just proves that when the people's voice is heard, we can achieve anything. The people are not even aware of their capabilities, how they can influence the decisions of corporations. This is why you should never shill for a company. You should always be critical of them, and always find some flaws, because thanks to true fans, companies can learn and improve. And I'm not talking about this SJW bullshit when they demand something gets censored or some games not published or whatnot. Now, I'm talking about the serious issues like this, of course. Don't get that confused. So, whenever there is a serious issue, if the people unite and voice their reason, there is a chance always to win. So, happy victory to everyone, and let's enjoy gaming on legacy systems for many years to come.